Thank you for downloading the Wado Radio Podcast. If you love what you're hearing, leave a review on iTunes. We'd love to hear your feedback, and it helps expose others to the show. Thank you, and God bless.
This podcast is brought to you by Covenant Eyes. The internet can be a dangerous place for unguarded eyes and hearts. Covenant Eyes provides the services that protect against the evils and temptations that can be found on the World Wide Web. Visit wadoradio.com/resources for more information about our affiliate, Covenant Eyes.
Everybody lends an ear. I want to thank you in advance for letting us make it clear to y'all.
WadoRadio.com. I'm here with my brother Wade. We hanging out on episode 375.
Man, see, we way past 375 now. We just put out 485 this week.
Wow, dude, I remember when it was like the 100th episode,
and that was big. That was so big,
to, like,
bro.
do a show or something, and you was like, I ain't doing no shows. You remember that? Yo, you're about to crack 500 episodes.
I know.
How does it feel?
Like I've been in the game a really long time.
You have been in the game a really long time. We've been in the game a long time.
I know.
This is like our gajillionth interview.
I know. We got
I've literally
too many
lost
to
tracks of how many
we got
times
too many to count, bro.
We've done interviews.
Yeah, because we got multiple video interviews, multiple podcast interviews.
I feel like this is at least my third one in this room.
Yeah.
We've done one at your house.
Yeah.
We've done one at Legacy.
Yeah.
And we've done several over the phone.
Well, here's the crazy part. You're one of the few people that's actually been to my house to do an interview.
Facts.
You and
I liked your house. You still in the same spot?
Yeah, we're moving.
It's a very nice
now.
spot.
We're in
Oh,
the
you're
process of
moving?
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll be moving soon. Rockwater did one in there. I did one with Rockwater in there.
Okay.
It's like y'all and
I like
Rockwater.
that.
That's it.
That's what got me
I think
in.
that's it, bro.
Yeah.
I think that's
Wow.
it. Yeah, that's crazy.
Praise
bro.
the Lord.
Yeah. So what's going on, brother?
I'm cooling, man. I'm in New York. I don't know how I feel about my mic sounding all verby, but I'm in New York.
All we got to do is turn it. All you got to do is say, Wado, turn it down, man.
Turn it down. I'm in New York. It's like probably my favorite city to visit to besides home, of course.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love New York. New York loves me. The people here are
Bro, we even
fantastic.
shot a music video out
We
here.
shot a music video out here. We finna do another one. Hopefully we're gonna get a weekly done. My man Adam is here to shoot a weekly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be surprised. We're gonna see if we were gonna do
That's
it
what me and
today
Belief had
or,
the same coat on in that video.
We're gonna try to do another one, and then I've shot several music videos in New York. Cass used to think we was from New York.
Because of how many.
Funny story.
Y'all was out here a lot, though, back then.
Violator Management reached out.
Wow.
It's like a year, 6 months to a year before Chris Light.
That's what I was getting ready to say. This is when Chris was still.
And they reached out and they thought we was local, and they was like, yo, can y'all
Wow.
come by the offices? And we was like,
We're in San Diego.
we're in San Diego. Like, oh, when can y'all be here? And we're like, well, y'all want to do like a Skype or something? This before FaceTime. Like, I want to do a Skype. And they're like, no, just come by. And I'm like, we can't just hop on a plane. Everyone's trying to fly us out. And then like right after that, rest in peace, Chris Light.
That's crazy.
Weird story, but he like checked for us. I think it was that Yap Yap video that did it.
That's crazy.
Checked for us and was like,
You know what it was? It was my intro, man. That's what got y'all intro.
Facts.
That's it, bro.
Facts.
That's hilarious. That's
Facts.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy, man. So what's been going on, brother?
Good things. Good teams,
You got these
man.
video blogs going on,
That's
man?
a fact.
You giving out all this good advice?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no secrets.
No secrets.
There's no secrets.
Hey.
There's no
Hey.
there's no codes. There's no
Hey.
hack that nobody knows. Like it's all out there.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So
Sure.
if you got the chops and you got the work ethic and you understand connecting with people, understand tribal marketing, understand just the place where social media and technology, it's the best time to ever be doing anything, I feel like.
Do you,
know what I mean?
let me say this though. I think you're one of the perfect people to answer this question because you've been indie for a really long time and you've seen a lot of different shifts in the industry, right? I feel like there were points and times where if you had a certain formula, things could like really work and you could be successful if you had a certain talent level. Do you feel like there's a formula, or do you feel like everybody has to kind of figure out what works best for them in this season?
We're talking musically, creatively.
Just the whole everything.
I think creatively, you gotta be. I feel like you gotta be more original now.
Sure.
I'd say.
Do you think so?
I think so. I think if you're trying to cut through all the noise, something got to be different. Like think about the guys that have cut through in our community in the last couple of years, right? Think about a Jay Monty. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Love Jay Monty's music. He doesn't sound like anybody.
Yeah,
He's a freak. You know what I mean? Super nice. You know what I mean? So that's just one example off the top. Aha Gazelle. You know what I mean? Doesn't really sound like anybody. Great melodies. Like, to really cut through and to crack that like 10 to 20,000, you know what I'm saying, range of followers. I think you got to be original. You got to be different. I feel like 5-7 years ago, kind of anybody who was loosely affiliated with the 116 movement cracked off.
Yep.
And it didn't matter how good you were. It was all like, whoever was in closer proximity to Lecrae cracked off. You know what I mean? And now I think the audience is more intelligent and they're more sophisticated, so they can tell when somebody is not really coming with it, when somebody's not really passionate about the music.
You think that's what it is?
I think people know. I mean, if we're gonna talk business, look at the SoundScan numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what people are selling and what they used to be selling. I'm not gonna put no names out there, but yeah, people know. People are intelligent. They're sharp. They know. You always gonna have like the hardcore supporters, but people are gonna know when your heart's not in the music anymore.
No, I know certain people aren't selling. I don't debate that, but I'm saying you think the reason is the audience.
I think the audience is way more sophisticated with SoundCloud. With as much that remember we erased that sacred secular divide. So everybody's listening to secular music now, for the most part. Everybody's listening to Chance and Kendrick and Cole.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, or every Christian hip hop fan I meet. So now it's like, well, we got this, so you got to be coming with it, or why are we going to listen to you?
I got a different theory, bro. I think it's more simpler than
What's
that,
your
bro.
theory?
I think it's because there's no more Unashamed to it, bro. That was how a lot of those artists were getting introduced.
There's
a lot of people. A lot of people got.
But the Truth Music Tour is popping off, and I went to a date, and it was a Tuesday night in Oceanside, and it was thick, my guy. It was like, it felt like one of those old Unashamed tours.
No, but what I'm saying is, yeah, because I mean, look at the groundswell that Bizzle has had for a really long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like to put all of them together on one thing. But what I'm saying is, going back to the close proximity to Lecrae thing. Like I feel like that Unashamed tour brought people in who were fans of Lecrae, and then when you got there, oh, I've never heard of Derek Minor before. I've never heard of Thizzle before. I've never heard of yada 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 before. Like, they'll tell you that. You know what I mean? Like they got even to the Tedashis and Trip Lees. Like, even though they were on the label, like there were still people that found out about those individuals because they were on Unashamed tour. And I think when that ended, there wasn't a mechanism that was the same of where Lecrae was. It was so easy. It's like, yo, if you did a feature with somebody,
yeah, that's fair.
That kind of helped, but the song had to pop off. But come on, look at how much you tour.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing like being in front of people.
Facts. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think it's both, and I think Bizzle and those guys are doing a fantastic job.
Killing it.
I'm proud of that dude, because me and him chopped it up, and he was just like, yo, like, I think I want to do the touring thing. You know, I was like, you do it. You know what I mean? This is how we do it. You can do it, and you're gonna get way more people. You know, and he did, and I'm like, yeah, you did it, and he's killing, man. They had like 400, 500 people on a Tuesday night in Oceanside. I was like, what is happening? And you know, the show is like super long. Everybody got 30-minute sets. It's an altar call, you know. And I'm like, yo, this is like an old Unashamed tour.
Yeah, but people believe people believe in them, bro.
Facts.
People believe in what they're doing,
and they're all nice. That's the dope part. Like Jared Sanders. Dayton, like, I'm not mad because these dudes is rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really going in. So I'm like,
yeah, they can spit.
Yo, I feel like the music now is better than it was back then.
Yeah,
bar for bar.
But I also feel like, I mean, Cali's always been a big space for Bizzle, but I also feel like the Cali Christian rap scene is just like way different than the rest of the country, bro. Like up and down that coast, bro.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I feel like when I'm in New York, there's definitely some changes that have happened, and when I'm in Toronto, there's definitely some changes that have happened. There's definitely changes, and I'm telling you, like, when the divide disappeared and it was okay to listen to secular music, Cash just got smarter.
Sure.
SoundCloud came on the scene. Cash is like, yo, like, you not nice, you know. So then the Cash who was nice started getting more recognition and started bubbling. You know what I mean? And so that's how I'm here.
Yeah.
Because I'm, you know.
Because you're nice, right?
I'm nice, you know. It finally caught up.
Oh,
you know,
that's so crazy. So, you know, we were kind of talking about this, bro, and you hit me to some history about you before. I was just like, yo, this is like the fifth. I said the 5th iteration of Ruslan. Like, you was like, nah, like this is like the 12th iteration, man.
Way back.
So you started doing music 1999?
1999.
Wow.
1999. Just goofing around.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? 2001, my mom bought me a computer and we like ghetto rigged it into a studio. Prior to 1999, prior to that, I was going to people's houses. So then from, just recording at random spots, and then 2001, got my own setup. And then literally from like 2001 to 2005, there was like content locally. So people been knowing that I was doing music locally. And in 2005 was when I met Belief, and then that kind of launched into, first, we actually
and he started as your DJ.
Started as a DJ. We was a band called Thoughts Aloud. And then that evolved into the Breaks, and then the Breaks evolved into King's Dream and a solo, and then so forth, so on and so forth.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I never heard that Thoughts Aloud, and I've known you almost 10 years, bro.
But nobody really knew Thoughts Aloud. This is a different time. This is before MySpace.
Okay.
We had a Thoughts Aloud MySpace. This is mp3.com.
You deleted it?
Yeah, we changed it to the Breaks. No. We changed it to the Breaks.
Okay.
And so the Breaks MySpace is still up, I think. Yeah.
It's there.
Early, yeah. I think you on it probably. There's some pictures of us all together.
Probably, bro.
Yep.
That's when I look, bro, there was a lot of stuff, bro. Yo, somebody here's what's crazy, bro. Somebody asked me the other day, they was just like, yo, can you send me the Breaks Over 1, 2, and 3 mixtape? They hit me on Twitter, right? Then I was at a conference like a week after that, and that person was there, and they came up to me. They was like, "Don't forget about that." And I'm like,
I don't even know what those are.
I was like, I don't know if I have them.
Yeah.
Like, and I felt so bad because they were really like wanted them, bro.
Yeah. Well, I think to your point, like, remember that year, like 2011, we did 3 mixtapes.
Y'all put a lot of music out.
We did a song every week.
Yep.
We did.
Those turned into the mixtapes, but still.
We did the EP. What we call it, like Leftovers or something. I don't remember what we called it, but it was an EP.
It was Leftovers. It was
Leftovers or
and then y'all put out the album.
And then we did another rap album in 12 months. Yeah. And that was the biggest surge that we had seen. Just a year of like focused intensity.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to the end of 2013, 2013, we did 4 seasons. The first Dream Junkies, Rep Hills Black Sugar in a 6-month window.
Yep.
And then we saw another surge.
Yep.
Fast forward, So Rebel, Dream Junkies, Americana saw another surge. So again, there's no there's no secrets.
Sure.
Consistent good content. Put out consistent good content regularly. And I'm experiencing it with my own stuff. I started doing weeklies. I'm getting hit up for more shows. I'm getting more features. And you know what I mean? Like it's when you put out quality content consistently and you're savvy with the technology and you connect with people, like that is what builds the groundswell.
Man, I told somebody hit me on Twitter and they asked me how do you get noticed, and I just said, bro, if you make amazing music and you like just give it to your friends, if it's really amazing, people are going to find out about it.
Yep.
Like it's and the thing is, as more people find out about it, your circle of friends it gets bigger.
I think the biggest example I could point to right now is Foggy Raw.
Yeah.
Foggy Raw has not been on Rapzilla. I don't think you play any of his music. And just strictly off of SoundCloud, he hits all of his friends up. I'm dropping a song tonight at 6 p.m. I need you guys all to hit the repost button and share it with your friends. And he did that enough time, and then the songs went from a couple thousand to 20, 30,000 to now a couple 100,000 to now he's sitting on a song within 3 weeks on Spotify that has 500,000 plays.
See?
No cosigns, no CHH, no Rapzilla, just straight friends.
Just his friends.
And that network evolving because he makes good music that's unique and he puts it out consistently.
But see, I think what a lot of people is, they want acceptance from certain people, and they feel like that's what's gonna put them on. And it's just like, you don't like don't even want that. Like, I don't even want people to want that from me, to be honest with you. Even though I have a platform, like I don't want you to want that. Like just do you. You know what I mean? But it's like they feel like, well, yo, if somebody doesn't co-sign me or somebody doesn't post it on this blog or it doesn't, like, it's not popping. And it's just like, nah, man, true. Like if you got people listening to you, you popping.
Well, there's no gatekeepers no more. There's no gatekeepers.
Facts.
The gatekeepers are your fans. The gatekeepers are your friends. So if your music is good enough, that's who's going to put you on. Don't look for anybody to put you on. And then you know what's going to happen? Is then the media publications will have to co-sign it or they're going to look irrelevant.
There you go.
And that's what you want.
But see, people don't. People like.
Well, it's a slower burn.
I know, man.
It's a slower burn.
But it's irritating as a media outlet when people say, "Yo, why you not playing my music?"
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like nobody's playing your music. So why are you putting that pressure on me, bro? Like, like why are you putting that pressure on me? Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, make me feel like I have to play your music because it's either it's so amazing or you just got this crazy buzz.
Yeah, like I really feel like, and I said this to you privately. I really feel like if cats don't hop on the Foggy Raw wave, everybody's gonna look irrelevant. I told Rapzilla that y'all gonna look irrelevant. He's not a freshman. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I don't know how they choose that.
I don't understand how they choose that. You know what I'm saying? But this man is crushing it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, cool, man. Like next year and a year from now, everybody's just gonna look like they missed the boat. You don't want that because it happened with AHA. Cash was late. You know what I mean?
I wasn't late on AHA.
Well, you because you keep your ear to the streets.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, overnight, he's on Reach Records.
Yeah.
Wow. But like we all knew. Cats who really knew. Like I've been hearing of AHA since 2014.
So let me say this for some media outlets. I think some media outlets have always been of the mindset that if you don't come to us, we're not gonna mess with you, right? And I'm a DJ first, so and I started DJing well before the internet. Like when I started DJing, if you had a website, you were like somebody. You know what I mean? So it was like I've always been used to digging for records. Like I've always been used to going to record stores, sifting through. You know, listening to it there or buying an album off of the cover alone, and it's like, okay, this looks
days.
dope.
Yeah,
hey, this looks dope. Let's try this out. So
that's a fact.
So I think like you have to like take your pride out of a situation with artists, and it's just like, yo, there's nothing wrong with even if they don't come to you. So like I feel like the reason why a lot of people missed it with AHA is because AHA didn't go to certain people and say, hey, can you do this? He just looked at it and said, you know what, like I don't know if I really fit into what's already going on over there, so let me just kind of do my own thing. And if people come on to it,
that's how you should do it. That's how everybody should do it. You know, in my humble opinion, I feel that's how I had to do it because the breaks never fit in. Dream Junkies never fit in. We was always too edgy for the Christian market. Ain't nobody bringing us out to conferences. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we got John Piper in the breaks. Like, like get out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got invited to Legacy in 2015.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I know you was behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Like with a lot of that. You know what I mean? And so it's like Cass wasn't inviting us to conferences and like, yo, come and speak on this panel. You know what I mean? Like, we wasn't getting paid for church shows. Like, so we have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like when you figure it out, then it's that much more real because then you could pull up to your top 5, top 10 markets and do a show. People gonna show up. You're gonna sell tickets and make money. If it's just conferences and built-in audience, and Christian hip hop is spoiled because there's too many built-in audiences. So cats are stepping out in their first shows in front of a couple hundred people, or they get to a conference in front of 1,000 people,
and they think every show is supposed to be like.
Well, they think they're on.
Yeah.
Psychologically, it does something to you. You start thinking that you're the man because you got to rock in front of 1,000 people. It happened to me, and then like, no, these aren't my fans. These people don't care. They're here for fill in the blank. You know what I mean? So it's like. It's a very like
you could run into them in the parking lot. They don't even
exactly. And so I think whereas in the general market, like there's a handful of people, you know, probably maybe 20, 25 hip hop artists in the general market that are standing in front of 1,000 people consistently.
Yeah.
And in Christian hip hop, there's probably the same amount, or at one point was the same amount. You know what I mean? Standing in front of 1,000+ audiences, and it's spoiled cats.
Yeah. One of the things that like when I first started DJing and I was DJing in clubs, like, I mean, nobody was doing arena tours back then. Like that was like the only people doing arena tours was Puff and the Rough Riders, Jay-Z.
I remember
that Hard Knock Life tour.
Yep.
That was the only arena tours that there was, right? So everybody else, it was like clubs. And a lot of the artists that was like, if you had a song on the radio, they might pay to come perform at a club in a certain market. They say, hey, we'll come for free or whatever the case may be. And it was like, that will put you in front of people. But it's like when you come into the Christian market, it's like the other way around. It's just like, hey, we need a Christian rapper for this event. Let's pay.
I know so and so.
Yeah, let's pay this guy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so it messes you up, man. But I tell artists all the time too, like, you know, one of the things like just try to do as many shows as you can in your area.
Yo, this conversation is either gonna be the most boring conversation of people,
man.
or the most like valuable thing they've ever heard if they're creatives.
Nah, man. If they
like, what are they talking about?
hey,
like,
man, if they are artists, they better soak it up, bro.
Facts.
You know what I mean? They better soak it up, bro. So, what's the future of King's Dream look like right now?
Oh man,
Because, you know, listen, Belief said this is his last album. He's doing Belief in Fatherhood.
Facts.
John is with Interscope Records.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay, all right.
But yeah.
Well, he's confirmed it. So
yeah. So yeah, no,
I
think everything that's happened, I think we all knew was going to happen a year and a half ago.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If you listen to the Good Religion album, you hear like this very sentimental tone on the record, you know, specifically like songs like Answer Your Call, On the Road. So I think internally all knew, or at least I did, you know what I mean? I think Belief did that. Like Belief was like, I'm done. Like I'm not trying, he didn't even want to do the Good Religion record. You know what I mean? I was like, come on, like we got to do it, you know? And it did what we needed it to do, which is it established all of us respectively in our own spaces. And I think that's what we needed as creatives, as businessmen, as artists. And now I'm excited, man. I have two artists that I've confirmed, and I'm working on a third and a fourth. So I'm excited. They're dope. They're young dudes. Nobody really knows who they are, under 1,000 followers on Instagram, and they're nice. They're super nice. I don't want to give it away, but yeah. So I'm just like, yo, I'm because you know what? In being an entrepreneur, I like to start.
Sure.
I'm not the maintainer. I'm not a manager. You know what I'm saying? I like to start and say, okay, ground level, let's have a vision, 5-year plan. Where can we get this in 5 years? And then build it from there. Not like, cool, now we just got to maintain this.
I'm just trying to see, bro, like, should I get this hat framed?
Oh, you talking about the dream? I mean, I like anybody
should I get this hat framed?
Anybody that knows what the Dream Junkies is should know that the Dream Junkies is not a rap group. That was never our intent. Dream Junkies was an idea and a tribe of people that wanted to be addicted to God's dream for their life. It's that simple. So anybody that like their thought was like, oh, the rap group Dream Junkies broke up, like, it's sleep on what that even meant. You know what I mean? You're way off. We're not doing music together anymore. But again, this is something that we knew and we've been projecting. Like prior to John leaving, or like we sat down, we're like, this is the last Dream Junkies album. Before there was a Dream Junkies album. You know what I mean? So we knew. So it's kind of one of those, like, it's a good thing. It's a healthy thing. It's a healthy thing for everybody. And will there be another Dream Junkies group revamp? No, absolutely not. There will not be another Dream Junkies group. Will the brand be alive? That's up to the people. You know what I'm saying? If it resonates with the people, then in some way, shape, or form, those people will be represented.
Sure.
So
sure. So what got you into this vlogging game, brother?
A couple of things. I wanted to add as much value to people in the simplest way. And so music, you can't really do like motivational raps or raps about financial literacy. You know what I'm saying? Pay off your debt so you could be debt free.
I don't know, man. I don't know. D1 did it, bro.
D1 did do it. You can't really make dope, interesting.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't make the kind of music that you want to make. I got you.
And D1 is amazing in his own right. You know
I got
what I mean?
you.
And so I needed a different platform on how to speak to people.
Sure.
And if you actually looking at D1, he's doing these little motivation Instagram videos. You know what I mean? So it's just a different platform to speak to people. And I felt like there's a community and a culture of young artists and creatives who don't have any leaders. and they're trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? And I'm sitting on this decade plus of experience.
Yeah.
I've built something, multiple things that are self-sustainable. And I'm like, yo, like, let me help. You know what I mean? Let me help. And knowing that if I just help, somehow it'll come back to me. And it has, like, in really unexpected ways. You know what I mean? And so on just a very, very, very basic level of, like, now my name is mentioned more, which
Sure.
brings more equity to my name,
Sure.
brings more equity to my brand, brings more interest to the music, brings more interest to the shows, simply because I've been dropping Monday motivations and then weeklies, you know, for Monday motivation since, like, December, weeklies about to drop the 10th one, you know, and that, just the consistency of that has helped. I just didn't see nobody else doing it, like, not in our scene and not really in hip hop, you know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, like, I'll speak up, I'll lead, you know, there's nobody wants to do it, and so why not? And I was already really familiar with video. I don't know if you know, my last job before going full-time with music was I was the video guy at my church.
At your church. Oh, I remember
for
that.
2 years.
I remember that, bro.
Yeah, and so, like, that was like, okay, I'm already doing this, I'm proficient at it, it's easy, I don't have to think.
Yeah.
Why not? I could do it, you know? And then I started doing it, and then a couple of them went viral on Facebook, and then I was like, yo, cool. You know what I mean? Let me just keep doing these. And the point isn't even, see, my whole philosophy switched where, like, instead of trying to go wide and, like, let me reach more fans, my philosophy switched where this year, I'm like, let me treat and serve the fans I have better. Let me help people. Let me really engage on the superphone. Let me really be as active as I can possibly be. Not so that I can gain more fans. Let me just treat what we already have better and care for them. And then eventually, when the time comes, that'll explode organically. A lot of people are going for the wide without building the depth, you know. And so, I think that's important. And it's important for me.
Yeah, I feel like the depth. That's what gives you, like, the hardcore fanatical fans, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And people just feeling like they want to see
I don't know if
you win.
fanatical was the right word. but you know
Fanatical,
what I mean.
like whatever.
But
whatever
people that
tribes,
really,
yeah, micro
that
tribes,
really
whatever.
ride with
yeah.
you.
When
Yeah.
people are bought in, like, and they want to see you win because they feel like you're there, you're the soundtrack to their music, you know, or you're their voice, or you know, you just speak to where they're at. Like, yeah, people buy into that versus like, oh, this is just a clever song. I like this song. No, I like this mind. I like this. I like where this is going. You know.
Yeah, I learned that inadvertently. Like, when I started doing once a month, like, no guests on my radio show and just mixes, those podcasts actually do double the listenership
Really?
of the interviews. Yeah.
Well, you've been doing your videos that have gone viral. There's the one,
Yeah.
you know, the Christianity is not a
Bruh, and
white
I
man's
had-
religion. And that joint,
I just did that off a whim, bro.
Couple million, right?
Nah, not quite. It's not quite that.
Well, it cracked.
much.
I feel like it cracked 1 million.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, bro, I just kind of did that on a whim, and it was just
But
like,
you're speaking to it
Okay.
to a
Okay.
need that nobody's really speaking to,
Especially
in,
right
in
now.
that medium.
Yeah.
Right. There's other people
Yeah.
talking about it in books and apologetics,
Yeah.
and all that, but nobody's speaking to that in the
Yeah.
urban context.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, yo, like, why not? Like, we
Yeah.
need leaders.
And I think too, a lot of the content that I've seen from it is like young, like older people talking about it, and so sometimes there's like the relatability factor there, man.
Facts.
So
Facts.
look, man. So what's next for you, bro? I know you're touring right now, but what's
Weeklies.
the next 6 months to a year look
Weeklies.
like? Okay,
Mixtape, new artist.
nice.
Weeklies,
Nice.
mixtape, new artist. And obviously shows. You know what I mean? Like I'm going to Nebraska. Like, I didn't even know I had fans in Nebraska.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, I'm going.
Thought
to
you was just
Nebraska.
on the coast, bro.
I literally thought I was.
Middle
like, this
America
is-
loves
That's
Ruslan.
it. Now it's Middle America, and I'm all these fans are popping up that are
Yeah.
like in the middle, and I'm like, yo, this is like, so I'm going to Nebraska. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, went to Montana last year. Wow. You know, it's just like really random markets. I never thought I would have fans in those cities, and yeah, man. So I'm excited, man. But yeah, so, you know, work constantly. I think I'm best when I'm constantly creating as a creative. When I have to feel like I got to stop and wait and do this and like it's just not good for me.
Last
to get
question:
antsy, you know?
Are you more creative or entrepreneur? Oh, come on, tell me that ain't a good question right there.
It's
Y'all hear all that dead air? That's
It's a
how you
cop-out.
know.
It's a cop-out.
Ain't no cop out, man.
It's a cop-out.
Ain't no cop out, bruh.
I feel like they're the same thing. I feel like they're the same thing.
No.
I feel like they're the same thing.
As somebody who is one of each, no.
You don't think they're the same thing?
Absolutely not.
Okay. I feel like my creativity flows. My entrepreneurialism flows out of my creativity. It really flows out of a place that no one else did
man,
it for me.
let me answer this for you, brother. you are an entrepreneur because you want to be creative 24/7?
I'm an entrepreneur because I want to be. I'll take that.
That's how you fund it.
I'll take that.
The entrepreneurship is you became
That's fair. That's fair. I had to. This had to make
That's
sense
what I'm
on
saying. That's
paper.
it.
You know what I mean? So it's like I had to figure out how to make the business side work so that
You could
I
create.
could do the creative stuff. You know what I'm saying? But no, I wouldn't. I'm definitely not pure creative. Where I don't think I think strategy. I think tactical. I think plans. I think, you know what I'm saying? Like I've kind of always thought that. Like my senior exhibition. I don't know if y'all did this in high school. We did a senior exhibition where you had to get up in front of like members of the community and do a 10-minute speech on what you want to do with the rest of your life. And mine was on being a rapper who ran his own label. I had this mapped out from 16, 17 years old, sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like I've always seen this path for myself. So I'm definitely more tactical, you know what I mean? But I'm not a guy that like geeks out over like the nuances of creativity. I'm definitely more entrepreneurial. So I'll give you that. So hold on, how did you say that? You said
Yeah.
I'm an entrepreneur because I want to be creative all the time.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's my go-to.
Okay. Love it, man.
Wado Radio.
Appreciate you, brother.
Episode 479. Make sure you follow it on Instagram, WadoRadio.com, Wade Harris. On Facebook, what's the It's More Than Music.
It's ministry. Only after 10 years, he still got to try to remember that.
Everybody lends an ear. I wanna thank you in advance for letting us make it clear to y'all on the Wado Radio Show.
Thanks for tuning in to another Wado Radio full interview. This was made possible in part by our affiliate, Covenant Eyes. The internet can be a dangerous place for unguarded eyes and hearts. Covenant Eyes provides the services that protect against the evils and temptations that can be found on the World Wide Web. Established over a decade ago, Covenant Eyes is the pioneer in internet accountability software, empowering its members to maintain their online integrity. I personally use them on every device that I have: computer, iPhone, iPad, whole 9 yards. Don't go another day without guarding your eyes, your mind, and your heart. Visit WadoRadio.com/resources for more information about Covenant Eyes. And if you sign up via our affiliate link at WadoRadio.com/resources, we'll give you a month free. Covenant Eyes, trusted by thousands of families, including mine.
Thank you for downloading the Wado Radio Podcast. If you love what you're hearing, leave a review on iTunes. We'd love to hear your feedback, and it helps expose others to the show. Thank you, and God bless.